So, you're Bree, and you have been with New Phoebe House twice.
Yes.
So talk about what it was like for you coming back the second time, and what that journey's been like, and what it's meant for you.
Well, for starters, it took a lot of support, even in my most difficult times. I came here with the attitude that I wanted something different, which was different from the first time. The first time I came here, I just needed a place to stay. I wanted to be able to keep my kids, and I was running from the CPS. You know, I had a lot of fears when I hear the word CPS. And so this time I came back, it was kind of a different situation, but the circumstances from my past were still all the same. But I was open to be able to trust and work with you guys one-on-one. I know I had a lot of moments with each of you here. And so really it was just a choice in the end. You know, whether or not I wanted to accept the help from you guys and listen. That was a hard one for me to do, is listen, because I think I know everything. But to really be willing to listen, be willing to accept suggestions, and being able to follow through with some of those, which was really hard for me to do, and being able to trust the staff members. Rather than look at you guys like, oh, they're all out to get me and they're on to me. I wasn't really doing anything, you know, that you guys would be like on to me. You know, you guys are there to help and support me in changing my life, reunifying with my children, and teaching me that, you know, I need to be responsible for my own choices. So I really appreciate that.
So talk to me a little bit about how New Phoebe House has helped support you with getting your kids back.
Ooh, in many ways. First, it was setting boundaries with family members. I think that was probably the most important one. The second one was like inspiring me that, you know, I've been told so long that I wasn't good enough to be a mom. You know, but hearing, like, working with you guys and hearing your guys' struggles that you had in your early recovery, and how, you know, you guys were able to make it through. Even at like your long education. I know I think about that all the time, like 19 years. Okay, I can slow down. You know, instead of like trying to move everything so quickly. But really it's just having you guys be there and you guys let me know that you believe in me. You see the potential in me. You know, I don't see all of those things about myself. You know, I've never been told all of those things. So really it made a difference to make me look within myself and be like, no, I can do this. I can be a mom. I don't need everybody to be a mom for me. I can do it by myself. And I've been doing it by myself. And yeah, it's not easy. Every day is a struggle, especially if I get off of my routine. But I mean, I'm doing it, and I'm able to take care of my kids and get them to school on time, some of them. Not my oldest yet. But I'm working on that one. But, you know, I'm able to get them to school, and I function like going to my meetings. I still have my routine set where I still come here to come get SUD treatment and meet with you guys weekly. Because, you know, I moved out after, I think I was here, a year and a half? Yeah, so I didn't do the full 2 years, but I still want to be involved and connected because I'm still in the early recovery part of my journey. I'm not like a fully recovered or anything like that. But it's an ongoing process to continue working on myself. It took about, I think it was like a year and a half till I moved out on myself, like by myself. I was like, okay, now I'm here really hearing what they were talking about. You know, it wasn't just learning stuff and hearing the education parts. It was actually learning it, retaining it, and then being able to apply it every day. You know, like thinking about what I'm doing before I'm doing it, or even in situations with parenting. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, let me try this right now. It feels awkward, but let me just try it. Yeah.
So you feel like being in the program really gave you some skills to help you parent and be able to manage life on your own and be self-sufficient?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I still struggle a little bit here and there, but I'm able to call you guys and ask for suggestions. Sometimes it's just to hear myself think out loud, even though I know what you guys are going to tell me, just so I can hear myself think, so I can reassure myself, like, this is the right move to do, or this isn't the right move to do. But I feel like with the parenting side, how I was raised in my, what's it called, dysfunctional family, I didn't really feel like there was anything wrong with my dysfunction in the family or with the way that I was parenting. And now that I'm seeing the effects of when I apply healthy parenting, the difference and the outcome, it's becoming better. I'm not like perfect at it yet, but I am applying some of the techniques that I've learned. So especially, I think the one that really works the best for me is the parenting class where we learn about giving the kids choices. Because my kids are really good with that. Like but I only give them the two choices, the A and B, and I don't let them pick their own C choice. And that's really been helping me, especially like going into the store, or letting them even know like my expectations before getting somewhere, you know, because I feel like that's my biggest struggle, is out in public, like at the grocery stores, you know, where a lot of people are watching me. Even when no one's watching me, so I struggle there too. But you know, I'm learning other ways of parenting, and it's taken time to really understand what, like the meaning behind the way that I was raised and how I took that into my parenting and how I'm trying to change that cycle and try different things. It feels very awkward. It doesn't feel like it's coming natural to me. But the more that I'm trying it and applying it, the more that I'm catching myself like, oh, stop. You know, you know what I mean? Don't yell, sit there, be calm, don't say nothing.
So what does it mean for you to have your kids back and to be in your own apartment and be going to college, and like, what does that feel like?
Lately, I don't know, it just become part of life. I mean, it's a responsibility, really. I have to be able to plan, keep a routine with my kids, or it's way off out of chaos. But really, it makes me feel good about myself. I'm happy. You know, I feel like I'm able to move on to the next journey of what, like setting goals for myself and my family together, all of us, you know, about about moving forward. You know, like today, I would never have imagined myself like, oh, come on, guys, we're going to go out fishing today. And, oh, come on, we're going to go play catch. Like yesterday, I went to Titlow Park and we're playing catch. Me and my oldest son and the two younger ones were chasing the ball. You know, and I'm pitching to him and I'm having a good time. And it feels like before, like having that happiness, like I don't know how to explain it, where I don't feel completely whole yet, but I feel like I'm proud of myself, you know? And I feel good about the choices that I'm making and the choices that I've made, and being the patient for things to just happen how they're supposed to, you know? They have. And so that's been like my greatest thing, is being patient. I gotta be patient again with some other things going on, but yeah, I was able to reunify with my oldest son too. And our relationship, it's a little, I'm working on it between the parent friend, or the parent as the friend versus the parent as the parent. And so we're kind of having like a teenage hardcore battle like this, you know? Mm-hmm. Especially I see myself in him like 100%. So I feel like that's just my biggest struggle, but the behavior with my other kids is getting way better. My behavior is getting better. My cousin's getting better with the kids. Just the way I present myself, because they're pretty much, whatever they see me doing, they're copying. Especially with my oldest son. You know, my choices during his age too, he's making all the same choices I was, but now that he's with me and I'm able to set some boundaries and expectations of what he can and can't do, you know, by being able to share with him my experience and him knowing about my experience, it's kind of helping him, I feel, because he's like, oh no, I can respect that, Mom. You know, he calls me bro, you know, and I'm like, don't call me bro, I'm your mom. But
is this a life you could have imagined 2 years ago?
Hell no. hell no. Yeah.
Was it something you ever thought you would have?
No. It's nothing that I picture, no. You know?
Because you just didn't think it was possible, or didn't think you were capable, or you didn't
Well,
think
I've always been
deserved
told,
it?
like, I'm not good enough. You know, I was never good enough to parent. Everybody always did it for me. And I became used to that reliance. Like, not so much that I was lazy. It was just I didn't have to do parent. And now that I'm a parent, I'm seeing, like all the struggles that even they had to go through, you know? Of taking care of kids, it's hard. You know, to make a choice to really be a parent and take care of your own kids, it's a really hard choice to make. But if you're wanting to do it, like, you can do it, you know? And that's what I was on the fence about. I was scared. I was like, oh no, I can't do it without all my family helping me. Oh no, I can't do it without this. You know, like, I made excuses for myself. But once I actually just, like, stood firm and was like, no, I can do it. And I quit listening to all the voices, you know, telling me how I'm not good enough to be a parent. And yeah, I lost my kids or my oldest son when he was 3 years old. You know, all those things, it was just like, no, okay, this is what I'm going to show them that I can. And it's not so much to show them, it was to really show myself, like, I'm able and I'm capable. You know, and if I want to take care of my kids, I made that decision to have them, then yeah, I'm going to be a mom and I'm going to take care of them. And it's difficult and it's rough and it ain't easy. And every day it's like, you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, now we're going to day 2. So I'm learning as I go. It's a good experience, and it's like a crazy. I don't know. It's a roller coaster. Every day is a roller coaster for me. But my life is good. Like, before, I don't know how to explain it. Like, before, my problems were like all kinds of just stupid chaos. Now it's like my problems, I'm like thinking in my head, like, oh, did Fred forget the key again? He's gonna get out at 2:45. Did he forget the key? Oh my gosh, William's in his new class. Like, I'm just thinking about normal things that probably parents should be worrying about. That, and then rent, and, you know, just normal things, which is like, I don't know. It's so much different from the other chaos. I can deal with this kind of chaos. It's like, it's dealable. Like, I can deal with all this instead of all the emotional, crazy, I don't know, storm.
Do you feel like in this part of your journey that it's helpful to still have New Phoebe House supporting you?
Yes. You guys are my foundation. I built my foundation here. I look up to all of you guys. I know I call you maybe after hours too. Like, hey. But yeah, because I look to you guys for guidance. And I've never really looked up to any women that I could look up to and, you know, like, really trust about that. Even though I'm not always going to like what you guys have to say, I'm able to respect you enough to hear you. And sometimes I don't really hear you till later on. I'm like, oh, that's what they meant. And I'll call you like, okay. You know, but it's hard to really trust people, especially in the field of dealing with CPS, family court, substance abuse programs, treatment centers, you know, because a lot of people are just there for the job. They all have the same individualized treatment plan. You guys work with us individually, so we all have our own, like, special treatment plan. You guys work as a team to, like, talk about all of us, you know, and then work with us. So it's not like one person's having to, like, everybody's on the same page of what needs to be done, how we're going to get there, you know, if we're willing, though, you know. So yeah, I could say that Phoebe House is going to be a part of my life for a long time to come. Yeah, and then someday I'll get back. Yes.
So if you had to speak to somebody who was thinking about coming in here, what would you tell them about this program? What would you impart to them?
Change. You know, if you're wanting to change and really be a mom and be there for your kids, this would be the first stepping stone where you're able to get everything done. Like, for me, it was simple things like a driver's license, a car, going through treatment, building a support network. It's all the foundational things that you need, you're able to work on here, rather than just moving, oh, I need housed, oh, I need this. Like, don't think about those things. Those will come to you. You know, but if you start working on the small things, like your recovery, meeting with your kids, bonding with your kids, parenting your kids, taking these classes and really learning what they're teaching you, and taking that time where you have this time to actually sit down. You know, you don't got to really worry about everything else in life once you're on your own like me, but it's easier to work on everything when you have the village to help you. You know what I mean? In this little house. So yeah, that's where you're gonna build your foundation, I feel like. And if you're not ready, then you're not ready, you know? I feel like you'll know by the first week, you know, whether you want to stay or you want to go. So, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share about New Phoebe House?
Yeah, there's quite a few things I could share. I really appreciate, I learned, one of the main things that I learned, I feel like, is communication. I know before I would get like mad, and then, you know, maybe my verbiage wasn't all too great. And my main thing was I would just run from all the problems, run from this issue, run from that issue, you know, and then stir it up again, the pot. But I really learned how to communicate, and it's really helped me out, like working, like going to school, it's helped me. Meeting with different peoples, going to court, meeting with different like social workers, like everybody that I talk to, I feel like I'm able to communicate back and forth, rather than, I don't know how to explain how it was before. I didn't hear them, let's put it that way. I did not hear them. I wasn't able to communicate. It was like a closed door. So now I'm able to communicate like back and forth with people that I need to communicate with in a more healthier way. And that's been supportive too in my life.
Okay. Anything else that comes to mind that you'd like to share?
No, I think that the groups that we've had, like, especially with Miss Renee, she's been, how do you say it? She's the best SUD counselor I've ever worked with. Like, she could put it to you really raw. Like, the teachings, though, it comes from her heart. You know, like, every group we do, and every teaching we do, like, it's like, ooh, I want to come. Can I still come even though I don't live here? Yeah, like, everything you guys have to offer, I still want to be here, because it's such a great experience for me to be able to learn and take what you guys teach me and actually try to go and apply it in my life. You know, I need these tools. I need these things. I need strong women support, and I really feel like you guys are that for me.
Do you feel like New Phoebe House became kind of your family of choice?
Yes. Yes.
All the moms you never knew you needed.
Yes. So I want to say thank you, especially to you too, Lisa. I know you're like the backbone that really believed in me through all of this, and really supported me in making that decision. You know, do I want to be a mom? Do I want to raise these kids? Can I do it? You know, you really put that in my head, the choose wisely and the setting the boundaries. And that's really helped me too out there. That's why I'm able to survive out there. You know, I have these like mishaps that come up, but like setting those boundaries of, choosing wisely, I feel like has helped me too. Like, I know when to nip it, set the boundary.